Hi, and welcome back to the Dr. Ramsey Show. After we took the last 2 weeks off, I hope you had a wonderful 4th with your family. Today, I want to talk about something I'm seeing a lot of in my healthy patients, and that's heartburn and reflux. So, heartburn and reflux obviously are two things we don't want to feel. It burns, it's not comfortable, it's also risky. So, I want to talk all about heartburn and reflux. So, imagine that in our esophagus, right? Our esophagus, there's a flap between our esophagus and our stomach. Our esophagus pH is 9. In our stomach, it's 2, right? So that's very acidic, and this is very alkaline. When we get acid into our esophagus, we can cause esophageal cancer. And so we don't want to cause that. Don't want to have symptoms of that. Of course, there are antacids for these things. When we turn our acid off, we create a lot of problems for the body. We stop absorbing nutrients, which can lead to osteoporosis, lack of nutrients getting to your cells, causing fatigue. It can cause diarrhea, constipation, bloating, but worse, cancer, because if we're not getting the right nutrients to our body can't work properly. So we really want to be mindful of why we turn our acid off, how much we turn our acid off. There's people who take antacids twice a day, every day, without even thinking about it. And all I want you to do is start thinking about it. This is the cause of heartburn, right? So this is our stomach. Inside of our stomach, along the lining, should be something called mucin. Sounds like mucus. And what that mucin does is protects the acid from burning a hole in the stomach. We can ruin our mucin with stress and alcohol and medications, but we can build that mucin back up. That's the good news. And so the single nutrient that is very helpful for reflux and heartburn is glutamine. And I'm going to talk about glutamine in a minute, but I want to talk about also reflux. So we know the cause of stomach ulcers and gastritis is acid without mucin. And then when the acid comes back up, it's usually because of a hiatal hernia, right? There's a hernia where the esophagus goes through and it's just coming back up. And now we have acid in our esophagus. So we don't want that. And we don't want this to be alkaline, meaning we turn our acid off, we make our stomach alkaline. And the first thing that hydrochloric acid does is break our protein bonds. So if we're taking antacids and eating protein, we're not getting the building blocks that we need for our cells. So we mentioned glutamine. Glutamine is healing at the same time as symptom resolution, meaning we don't have to suppress our acid. We want to create our mucin. And taking this, for example, if I have a drink at night that has lemon or lime in it, I'll get very acidic. And I'll pour this into a glass. I'm going to make it really thick. The moment it hits my esophagus, my symptoms go away. I'm done. So this scoop here is the amount. It's 4 grams or 4,000 milligrams of glutamine. I take about 4 of these at a time when I need it. Taking it once, twice a day for people who have acid is very helpful, or more. The moment you start to feel acid coming on, you take some glutamine. It should help very well. GlutaShield is glutamine, same amount, 4 grams, but it also has aloe, vitamin A, zinc, DGL, which is D-glyceride licorice. All of these things together heal the lining. And also, glutamine itself gives the intestinal wall energy, right? It's the fuel for the intestine to do its job. So let's say you're constipated or bloated, glutamine might be really good for you. Also, there's something called leaky gut. Leaky gut means that in our colon wall, there's little gap junctions that we absorb through, right? Our stomach breaks it down, the small intestine breaks it down further, and then we absorb it through. What does leaky gut mean? That our gap junctions are bigger. The food isn't completely digested by the time it's absorbed into our body. Then we make an antibody to it, an IgG antibody, a silent antibody, and that's how we develop allergies and asthma. So what glutamine and GlutaShield do is bring those gap junctions together. So when we eat a food, we break it down before we absorb it, and therefore we have less systemic inflammation in our body. Think of glutamine and GlutaShield as lowering inflammation in our body, healing the gut so the gut can do what it was designed to do, and really think about, if you're on antacids, how easily you pop them, symptoms go away and you go on with your life, but what we're doing to our body long term. So thank you for listening. I hope this has helped you. Share this with your friends. It's a very important topic in our culture, especially because so many people take antacids and don't realize there's a natural cure. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back next week. I think we just have 1 or 2 left. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.